just like a witch just said, Black Master.
Raise the bar.
And welcome everyone to Calvin University's Van Nord Arena. It is rivalry renewed Saturday for both the women and the men when it comes to one of the best college basketball rivalries across the country, regardless of division at the NCAA level. We're talking Hope and Calvin. Hello everyone, I'm Brett Paquita along with former MSU great Drew Neitzel. And Drew, we've seen the first go-around for both the men and the women. We've got the women's rematch here at Calvin University. And, of course, it was Hope winning by 20 in the first one. But, really, the Flying Dutch jumped out that first quarter. And after that, Calvin kind of battled back. They've got a good young freshman class they're going to rely upon a little bit more today.
Absolutely, and that game was early in the season. Both these teams are getting better, finding new contributors, especially on the offensive end. You talked about that first quarter, 21-5 on Hope's home floor back in December. So Calvin's going to need a better start to this game, but both these ball clubs come in streaking. Calvin winning 9 in a row and Hope 14.
And obviously Hope is the veteran bunch. We'll get to Coach Moe's group in just a minute, but Mark Risner, no seniors. That's a rarity here for either school on this roster. So he knew it was going to be one of those years where he'd have to rely upon younger players. He will today with a couple of starters out due to injury. Now for Brian Morehouse, goes over 700. The fastest coach to do it, men or women, at any division level. And obviously they are hot. 14-game winning streak, as you mentioned, coming in. Just one loss in the season, but a perfect 10-0 in the MIAA. But they know their rival Calvin right behind them in second place.
Yeah, and Coach Morehouse's teams, they don't rebuild, they reload, and they're off to another great start in the MIAA. A key game here in a battle for first place. But he's going to bring waves of players in. It's going to be key for Calvin not to get into foul trouble and have their key players on the floor majority of the game.
Let's take a closer look at the Flying Dutch. Earlier this week, Alan Babbitt, the sports information director out at Hope College, sat down with Brian Morehouse, their head coach, and talked about the rematch.
Brian, it's been forever. Unlike the men who are playing, two times in 10 days, it's been a month and a half since you played Calvin. What have you seen about the growth of your basketball team since the first rivalry matchup?
Yeah, I think we just continue to understand each other better. We've played longer together, obviously, when going from a relatively young team in November and early December to a team that now has a lot more games under the belt.
Same with Calvin. They played a lot of basketball, are playing some good basketball. Second place alone in the MIAA, coming off a win at Trine. What have you seen on film from Calvin?
Yeah, they're playing really well. Playing some different people, I think, probably due to injuries, although I don't know what their injury report is, but it looks like they've got a couple of players that played in the first game that are out right now that were big contributors. And they're playing a lot of young players as a result in their places, and those young players are playing very well.
Obviously, Hope's had a great run here in the rivalry, but every game is its own island. Keys to victory for the Flying Dutch today?
Well, I think it always comes down to when you go there, handling the emotion of the game, the crowd, rebounding well, and for us, honestly, shooting. Like we've got to score the ball around the rim. We've got to make our threes, and we need to make free throws.
Thanks, Brian. Good luck today.
Yep.
All right, so there's a look at the Flying Dutch of Hope coming into this rematch today. As we mentioned, a perfect 10-0 atop the MIAA standings. But right behind them, playing their best basketball of the season right now, the Knights of Calvin University at 8-2. Coach Christner, Drew has never beaten. He's 0-12. Coach Mo and Hope, but he feels good about coming to this game because, as you mentioned, they're riding a winning streak as well, and they did something they haven't done in a long time on Wednesday night, went to Trine and beat Trine University.
Absolutely, a huge win, and they want to get that monkey off their back and snap that losing streak to Hope here today. You talked about a couple of their key starters are going to be out in this one, so the youngsters for Calvin, the Saul sisters, Chloe Wiegers, you talk about Caitlin LaRue, all youngsters that can really step up and make key contributions for Coach Christner and try to get a big upset win here in front of the home fans.
And how about Coach Saul? I saw him. He has to sit in the stands before the men's game coming up tonight with his troops over at Hope College. So a lot of us doing double duty today. With that said, so are both sports information directors. And here is our host as sports information director, Jeff Phoebus here at Calvin, sitting down with head coach Mark Christner about the matchup today.
Joined here by Calvin head women's basketball coach Mark Christner. Preview of Game 2 of the Calvin Hope women's basketball rivalry. And Mark, you are coming off an exciting 63-51 win at Trine University this past Wednesday night. You are owners of a 9-game win streak. Tell us a little bit about your team, how it's evolved and come together during this current win streak and this run.
Well, Jeff, thanks. Our defense has been the forefront of this kind of renaissance a little bit. We've guarded particularly well. We do a really nice job at the rim. I think our rebounding is becoming more consistent. And then offensively, we've been able to find a way to play and make plays for each other, and we have enough balance to make it work. So we've done a nice job kind of on both ends of the floor here.
Well, you last played Hope back on December 9 at their place, and obviously they have evolved and grown and changed. So what have you seen on video? What can you tell us about their squad?
Yeah, we're probably the two hottest teams in the league, to be honest. They continue to shoot the ball at a really high clip. They don't play maybe quite as fast, but they do a nice job of getting into the paint and creating opportunities for others. And they've always been really good on the board.
So the keys to the game from a Calvin standpoint, as you look at it, what are they?
First of all, we have to rebound. I do think we'll be able to guard them, and kind of that first shot, rebound, are they going to get it on the offensive glass, or are we going to be able to get it on the defensive glass, will be a huge factor. We're going to need to take care of the basketball, and then we're going to need to make some shots.
All right, very good. Good luck.
Thank you.
It's great to be back here as we're counting you down to tip off at Van Noord Arena, Calvin University. We were here just 10 days ago. Matter of fact, we started our men's broadcast with the gentleman to my left, Dr. Wiebe Boer, the president here at Calvin University. And I got a chance now, since we had our last conversation, driving in and seeing the construction continue to progress. That football facility with the football building going up. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I was surprised in the last few days how quickly it's going up. And then on the other side of campus, our library is being renovated as well. And what I love to see is, even at 5 a.m. in snow, those guys are out there working. So there's amazing dedication. It's coming up quickly.
One of the things you shared with us in our last conversation, I just want to continue to talk about that because it's so important, is enrollment going up here at Calvin University and how you guys are really spreading your footprint.
Yeah, no, it's growing really well. Last year we grew by 20% for our incoming class. We're on track to do that or better this year, which is really incredible. Lots of growth in Michigan, but also all over the U.S. and around the world. But we're also expanding beyond our traditional undergrad to also include more and more graduate programs. But in addition to graduate programs, we now have 12 master's degrees. We're also doing a lot of growth in adult continuing education to give people in the area opportunities to continue and finish the degree they may have started earlier in their career and now want to finish.
You know what I love, too, is whether it's Hope tonight that we're going to visit for the men's game or Calvin here this afternoon coming in, is how you guys really open up your campuses and facilities. You want people to know, maybe if they have a future son or daughter that wants to go here, the facilities are just world class. I say that about both facilities, but it was so great when I'm coming in here today to the arena. The pool's busy. There's people working out. There's people climbing on the rock climbing wall. It's fantastic.
Yeah, we are blessed here with an absolutely amazing indoor athletic facility, as you said, and that's what we're building outside as well, so that we have an equal level of facilities outside as well. So it's going to be fantastic for future students and also for the entire community.
How excited are you with what's happening today? I know for all of us it's a little bit of double duty, but it's fun. I'm going to enjoy the trip to both campuses this afternoon, the women here, then tonight the men. And as you know, this rivalry just off the first games, it's intense.
It is intense, and even some years you'll have one of the teams is ranked higher than the other, but on the day of the rivalry, it really doesn't matter. They come, they step up, and they're absolutely amazing. So I'm excited about both games today. I saw our women's JV already won the first game, so we're on a good start. And actually today I have a third rivalry game happening also. As a Nigerian, my country is playing Cameroon starting right now as well. So I have a lot going on today, and I'm hoping to win all three.
Well, we're excited for you, and I can't say enough. Drew and I really enjoy the rivalry and being a part of this. And like I said, from Jim Timmer, your athletic director, all the way down to Tim Schoonveld across the side for Hope College. It's really a lot of fun. And I want to emphasize to people, this is a collaboration. Whether you're watching on the Calvin Sports Network when they're hosting or Hope Sports Network, both universities, presidents, ADs, and everyone have gotten involved with these broadcasts, and I think it's been a lot of fun.
It is, and it's actually a fantastic community, and there's so many interconnections. So it's a rivalry, but also a friendship.
Well, enjoy both games.
Thank you so much.
All right, Dr. Wiebe Boer joining us here, the president, Calvin University, once again, as we're counting you down to tip off. We're going to take a short time out, and then we're going to come back. And we've got the PA announcer, Dan Spuma, taking you through our national anthem and our starting lineups. It is Calvin and Hope, the rematch on the women's side, and you're watching it live with the Rivalry Series here on the Calvin Sports Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remain standing. Gentlemen, please remove your caps. To honor America and those who protect our freedom at home and abroad, please sing along with the playing of our national anthem, which will be performed today by the Calvin Pep Band under the direction of Tiffany Engel.
heart of Michigan, there exists a rivalry that transcends time. It's not just a game. It's a saga written in sweat, tears, and the echoes of roaring crowds. Generations have witnessed this clash of titans on this very court. The history is etched in the hardwood, where every dribble and every shot narrates a tale of glory and heartbreak. This isn't just a rivalry, it's a legacy. The Calvin Knights and the Hope Flying Dutchman, forever entwined in a tale of hoops and heroes. Where history is made and legacies are born.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Van Noord Arena here on the campus of Calvin University for the Rivalry. Today's game marks the 137th meeting between our visitors, the Flying Dutch from Hope College, and your Calvin University Knights. Let's meet today's starting lineups. First for Hope College, starting at forward, a 5'10 sophomore from Byron Center, number 25, Sydney Viss. At forward for the Knights, a 6-foot junior from Vienna, Virginia, number 14, Valerie Dirksey. At center for Hope, a 6'2 senior from Grand Rapids, number 10, Raven Jemison. At forward for the Knights, she's 5'10, a sophomore from Ludington, number 34, Ryan Rohr. For the Flying Dutch at guard, a 5'11 sophomore from Crystal Lake, Illinois, number 5, Carson Karlblum. For the Knights at guard, a 5'4 sophomore from Rockford, number 3, Sammy DeKuyper. For Hope College, starting at guard, she wears number 11, a 5'6 junior from Midland, Jada Garner. At guard for the Knights, she's a 5'8 sophomore from Plymouth, number 13, Anna Fernandez. And for Hope, starting at guard, a 5'8 sophomore from New Albany, Indiana, number 12, Keegan Kaiser. And for your Knights at guard, she's a 5'10 freshman, the former Eagle from Grand Rapids Christian, number 23, Caitlin LaRue. The head coach for Hope College is Brian Morehouse, and the head coach for the Knights is Mark Christner.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brett Bakita along with Drew Knight. So courtside, thanks to Dan Spulma with those starting lineups. And Hope College coming in number 5 ranked in the country, Drew. 18-1 overall, just like every year it seems. 10-0 atop the MIAA. Brian Morehouse, fantastic. 700 win category. Not many people can say that, but he was the fastest to do it, men or women. But he would love another victory over his rival, Calvin University. And Mark Christner just continues to build this program. 14-5 overall, 8-2 by themselves in the MIAA in second place. And they were 17-10 a year ago. So, again, with a young squad and no seniors on the roster.
Yeah, both teams extremely young, and I would anticipate Calvin to have a much better start to this game, especially on their home floor, in front of their home fans, and a little motivation, as we talked about, to end that losing streak to Hope over the last handful of seasons.
DeKuyper digging out the tap. One at the top, and with the basketball now, one of their youngsters keep an eye on, and Carey going to be the call. Tough one going against Anna Fernandez, this sophomore out of Plymouth Christian Academy. Out of Plymouth, Michigan, just outside Detroit. 5'8". As Calvin comes out, man-to-man. DeKuyper against Jada Garner. Tough matchup there, but one that Sammy will have to help out here, as Garner is tough, likes to attack the basket like you see there, and off the glass, up and in. Jada Garner with the first basket this afternoon.
Yeah, nice take by Jada and going to her strong hand. Got to cut her off, force her to go back the other way to her left. But both these ball clubs struggled from the field in that first matchup, both shooting below 30% for that game. So we'll see who wants to knock down some shots early in this one.
They get it down low to Rohr. She's their go-to gal, especially with the injuries. And getting the block that time is Raven Jemison out of East Kentwood High. Got good size as Jemison, 6'2", and a veteran senior for Hope. Knocked out of bounds, last touched by the Flying Dutch. Just underway, 2-0 our score. Remember, women's basketball by quarters, 10-minute quarters, as on the inbounds, triple try, no good by Fernandez. Long carom, though, Valerie Dirksey. That's what she does well. As well as blocking the basketball defensively. The runner by Rohr on the left side of the lane, too strong. But Rohr comes up with a steal, now back the other way, puts it up and in. Nice job with the left hand, and Calvin's going to need a lot of that today, but the youngsters, it's sort of like what they don't know, don't tell them, right?
Absolutely. They're going to have to win those 50-50 balls, those loose basketballs on the floor, which they just came up with and kind of muddy this game up. Obviously, Hope has more depth with a couple starters out for Kelvin and probably a little bit more athleticism, so make this a half-court game and make it a little ugly.
There's a super sophomore, Sydney Viss, can just flat out score. She was a little quiet that first meeting over in Holland, but a good strong start for her, and they're looking at it. Leading score coming in for Hope. Kick out LaRue for three. No, from the left corner. Long carom, hauled down by Keegan Kaiser, excuse me. Right side, Viss on the ball rotation to Garner. Thought about the three. Now trying to break down her defender with the dribble drive across the lane. Kicks it back out. Carl Bloom step back three, knocks it down. She is so tough, and she was big for them in that win by 20 in December at Hope.
And just a knockdown three-point shooter, so you have to know the scouting report. Get out on Carl Bloom and contest with a high hand. Nice step back jumper. Nothing but the bottom.
Yeah, she led the Dutch with 11 points, 7 rebounds in that first game. Looks like they're trying to trap Rohr when she gets it down low on the block. Nice job, ball reversal, and Sammy Kuiper unable to get the triple from the left wing off the front rim. Battle for the rebound. They're going to have a loose ball foul. It's going to go against Rohr. They can't have her get in foul trouble. She is the one key for Calvin as far as the cog to keep everything together that they need on the floor as much as possible.
They really can't afford any foul trouble in this game with the depleted roster. But again, a little three-ball happy. They've attempted, I think, 3 threes already in this game. Look to get to the basket, get to the foul line, get some confidence going, and Hope off to a strong start.
Kaiser dribble penetration, leaves it for Jemison. Extra pass over left side, can't leave Viss alone. Knocks down another one. The South Christian product already. A couple of nice shots knocking it down, and just like that, it's 10-2 Hope.
Yeah, Hope jumping right on them and doing it on both ends. Suffocating defense, which they're known for, and then they're getting that three ball going, which they struggled in that first matchup. They're tough to stop.
To Kuiper for three from the corner, left it short. Look at Rohr aggressively on the offensive rebound. Tie ball situation, ties up Carl Bloom, and it'll go back to Hope. And now our first substitution for Coach Mo, as checking in for Hope, Courtney Lee, 6-foot junior out of Fishers, Indiana. She'll rotate in the post play with Jemison. We saw that in the first meeting.
A lot of depth for Coach Morehouse, and something that's been a staple of his program, running girls in and out, trying to wear down opponents come that fourth quarter.
Good matchup there, LaRue with Carl Bloom out top. Driving baseline, trying to muscle it up. No, by Viss. Nice rebound. Dirksey out to lead the break to LaRue. LaRue, spin move against Kaiser, puts it up and in.
Sweet move right there by Caitlin LaRue. She's going to have a big-time scoring game. A good sign for her, seeing that ball going through the hoop early.
We saw that cover in high school hoops with Grand Rapids Christian. Step through by Garner. Might have got away with a travel. She changed pivot foots, I thought, but
a little travel right there. But again, she wants to come back to that right hand, and got to block her off, force her to that left.
Look at Rohr, strong move with her strong hand, the left hand down the lane with a half hook. No, gets the offensive rebound back, puts it up, soft touch off the window, over Lee and in.
Rianne Rohr again getting those second chance opportunities for her team. Her and LaRue, they're going to have to carry that scoring load.
Kick over in the corner, Viss. Viss gets around her defender, but a nice block that time. Getting the long arm of the law, Valerie Dirksey, and that's the one stat where they've improved is now Hope throws it out of bounds. Wholesale substitutions both sides. Mark Christner really stressing the defense, and they're one of the best teams in the country as far as blocks per game.
Blocks per game, active hands, as you saw right there, just getting Hope out of sync, and Hope throwing it into the third row. So good defensive stop. Get this home crowd into the ball game, and a little run here for Kelvin.
Been a while since they beat Trine University. They did on the road Wednesday night, 63-51. First time since 2016 as Dirksey missed a little left-handed shot on the left block. Rebound cleared there by Lee. Back in transition the other way. Just checking in for Hope and Coach Morehouse. Taryn Maynard gets it now to Lauren Leach, who also checked in. Picked up her dribble, needs some help. Dirksey, good close out. Now Fernandez working on the dribble drive and the floater around a defender, up and good by Maynard. She played some nice minutes in that first game, which was a 20-point victory, 52-32, way back on December 9th of last year. Triple try by LaRue, rare air ball, rebound Hope.
And those are tough shots, right? When Hope's has the momentum, and long corner threes and right back at you. Hope knocks down a three, and the lead's back to 11.
That's the Lake City product, Olivia Bellows. We liked her game. We saw her 5'6" junior. How about a little stare down to her defender after she knocked it down?
They're fired up, and Hope Kelvin's going to have to get out on those shooters. I believe that's 3 triples already in this first quarter.
Lead has grown to the biggest so far this afternoon, 17-6 in favor of the Flying Dutch. Dribble penetration baseline, trying to kick it back out. Fernandez has it now in the paint. To Dirksey, they're going to give her that little 9-footer. She didn't take it. Up and under, Dirksey left it short. Pretty good defense that time by Lauren Leach. And digging out is Bellows in transition. Tried to cross over against Chloe Wiegers, one of those talented freshmen, playing a lot of minutes now. And in the paint, good look and knocking down the jumper, Taryn Maynard. Boy, Hope is just shooting lights out.
They are a machine right now, and efficient basketball. Taryn Maynard coming off the bench, knocking down a couple nice mid-range shots. There's so much depth for Coach Morehouse.
Reminds me of that first game, partner. You just got to survive that opening quarter.
Absolutely, because Kelvin, for the last 3 quarters, they pretty much played even. They got away a little bit in that fourth quarter, but they can just keep this thing close into that late in the third quarter, fourth quarter, put a little game pressure on Hope. Nice response there with the inside two.
How about Hannah Saul, one of the Saul twins? They can pass, dribble, do all the little things so well schooled. Obviously their dad, the men's coach here, but there's a backdoor cut to Anna Fernandez for 2, and now they get the steal. Up ahead in transition, now losing the handle. She tried to go to the basket with Wiegers. Back the other way with the basketball. Lauren Leach sets it up between the circles to Maynard. They'll reset with Taryn at the point. Bounce pass across the lane, tough one. Pocket pass to Lee, no. Rebound hauled out of there. Valerie Dirksen, I tell you, she is winded. Jogging down, she's played major minutes now in the penetration. That'll get us to, we haven't had our media timeout yet, and we almost got the first quarter whittled away with 2:46 left to go, and now we'll get that media timeout. So Calvin trying to right the ship. What a start for Hope in this opening quarter on the road. They lead at 19-8 over Calvin University. 2:46 left to go in the opening quarter. We'll step aside here at Van Noord Arena and come back with more of the rivalry action right here on the Calvin Sports Network.
Where will the next revolutionary idea come from? That next breakthrough in scientific research? Or that next literary masterpiece? At Calvin University, you can dream bigger, think deeper, aim higher. Our world-class faculty push students to keep asking hard questions and never settle for the status quo. Become part of the solution to the world's big problems. Become part of a university that challenges students to go beyond themselves as Christ's agents of renewal in the world. Calvin University, go beyond.
Welcome back here, Van Noord Arena. Brett Bakita along with Drew Knight, so courtside. Matt Kaczynski, our director today. Thanks to our entire crew helping us out. Host SID for our first of a doubleheader, Drew, is Jeff Phoebus here at Calvin University. And what jumps out at you, partner, is we're already under the 3-minute mark in this opening quarter.
It's got to be the red-hot shooting by the Hope Flying Dutch. And, you know, you talk about 72%, 8 of 11 from the floor, and 3 for 3 from downtown. So I don't think they can keep that up the whole game, but Kelvin's got to get out on those shooters. Kelvin's struggling a little bit, 4 of 14, just 29%.
Well, they got it down low to Roar. I like that look against Jemison, who just checked back in to match her in the post. But going to the backside, she didn't see the block from Lauren Leach on the up and under. Nice job, and now a 3-second call going to be whistled. I think the guilty party is Chloe Brunsberg out of Chaska, Minnesota, Southwest Christian High, one of those freshmen, 5'11", coming in at the last timeout. Again, media timeouts under the 5-minute mark because we're playing quarters, remember, for women's basketball at the college level. They get it to Saul, right elbow, dribbles her way down. Nice step through. How about that for fundamentals marker? Hannah Saul for 2.
Crafty move right there. Great patience, great body control by Hannah Saul, and nice feathery touch, making Dad proud.
Garner leaves it for Bello. Strong moved on the right side of the lane. Cradled it like a running back. Couldn't get it to go. Bounced too strong off the window. Rebound, who else? Ryan Rohrer. Just love her game.
She's been around the basketball a lot in this game. A good sign for the Lady Knights. But
kick out, nice extra pass. Oh, triple try. LaRue, that's uncharacteristic. Couple air balls from her with a sight today.
Yeah, that's 0 for 6 now from 3, and a lot of them are deep corner contested threes, typically the hardest shot on the floor, and those can lead to runouts when you're taking those deep corner shots. So, like when they get that basketball into Roar on the inside.
Oh, there's a block that time. Hannah Saul, they've got a couple now. Also in at the last stoppage was Laura Vanderstelt. They really like the 6'1" sophomore, so they got some height. And now shot clock violation as Bellows lost it, and you hear the Calvin faithful here. They've watched this team grow up before their eyes, and again, having to play a younger lineup than they did the first meeting is Sophie Sensenig, junior, 6'1", out of Grays Lake, Illinois, Westlake Christian High School. It's been a good area for Calvin as far as recruiting for both the men's and women's side. As Coach Christner now calling out the play. Running the point for Calvin, Chloe Wiegers, one of the freshmen, unable to handle the pass though right side that time with Sensenig, who just checked in. Here comes Garner in transition. Everyone for Hope can handle the basketball and do it well, and can shoot it, obviously, as we're seeing here in the performance this afternoon. Strong move, Carl Bloom faded away though, air ball. Good job by Roar. Roar can bring it up herself too with the left hand. Kicks it right side, Fernandez. Thought about the 3, now gets a screen for Roar. Nice hedge by Jemison. Tried to skip it over, but getting a deflection that time was Keegan Kaiser. Viss to Kaiser across the lane, back to Viss, knocked away by Fernandez momentarily. Viss has it, lost it, gets it back and puts it up and in. Boy, she is just got a nose for scoring the basketball.
Right, and just those unforced turnovers, right? I mean, Kelvin just kind of coughing it up and leading to easy runouts for Hope the last couple possessions.
Final 5 seconds, down low to Roar. Shot blocked by Jemison, play on, now tied up, kicks it out before the buzzer. Oh, think it would have counted, but in and out by Sensenig, and that is the way the first 10 minutes will play out. So an 11-point advantage after one on the road for the Flying Dutch, 21-10. They lead over Calvin University. We're going to step aside, come back with second quarter action after this as you're watching and listening to the Rivalry Series on the women's side. Hope and Calvin right here on the Calvin Sports Network.
Hello, Grandma, Grandpa. I want to give you a hug.
You see that? That's when I realized we can't let another year go by.
I think we're good.
Okay, let's go.
Mom, where's the wrapping paper? I need to wrap something for Grandma.
Oh, yeah. Ready?
Yeah.
This is the plan to finally connect with our family's heritage. Start your plan today with a Northwestern Mutual financial advisor and spend your life living.
The best part of grad school would be the connections that you make, not only with your cohort, but with the professors as well.
I felt very supported, and I don't feel alone in the program.
I just really feel like each individual in the program gets a relationship with the professors in a different way that's meaningful to them and is more geared to them.
I'm a grad student at Calvin University.
Yay! Okay.
Well, as President Bohr mentioned in our pregame interview, Calvin's graduate level offerings have greatly expanded over the past few years, quadrupling from 3 to 12 offerings. You can see a list of all the graduate level options on the screen right now. The newest one, a Master of Nursing, which launches this coming fall. It's nearly fully online for workers and nurses who want to advance their career actively in that occupation. It's important to note that most of these programs are available online. Classes start every 8 weeks, so you don't have to wait long to get started on continuing your education. Calvin.edu, as you see there with the grad programs, and also Calvin University coming up on a milestone, Drew, their 150th anniversary in a year or so. So, I mean, two great institutions that are going to be showcased on this special Saturday. Don't forget tonight, the men, 7 o'clock over on the Hope Sports Network on their YouTube channel. And I tell you what, a little dinner in between, a little travel time, we're ready to go.
Absolutely. Hanging out, watching the Rivalry series, hanging out in the gym with you, partner, gets no better. So certainly excited and to be a part of the Rivalry series again this year.
So a win for Calvin a little bit, even though you look at it and say it's an 11-point lead. The first meeting was 21-5 after one. Here it's 21-10.
Yeah, a little bit better start for Calvin, and his first couple minutes will be key not to let that lead stretch out to 15 where they dig themselves a really deep hole. They're still in striking distance, but got to shoot better from the floor. Just 26%, 5 for 19, and have to find a way to slow down the Flying Dutch on the other end. They're red hot, shooting 60%.
And this girl leading the way right there is on cue, Sydney Viss.
And she's the star of the game so far through one quarter. 7 in that first quarter, starts it off with a bang in the second quarter. 10 now for Sydney Viss.
Super sophomore out of Byron Center, Michigan, South Christian High School. Ball deflected by Viss. I love her all-around game. She's just tenacious. Couple of brothers, one younger that we know in Carson, one older. All played at South Christian, played football, so you know that she had some backyard battles with those guys.
Absolutely. Great competitor, just gets after it on both ends, and not necessarily known for her scoring, but she's off to a red-hot start today.
I remember watching Peyton Viss, her older brother, quite a competitor for those South Christian teams that would make runs in the tournament. And now Jada Garner, speaking of competitive, tying up Calvin's Lauren Vanderstelt's possession. Are going to stay with the Knights to our left. 8:55 left to go first half. Brett McKeet along with Drew Neitzel and our crew on the Calvin side with the Calvin Sports Network. By the way, back in there, Sammy DeKuyper out of Rockford High, a sophomore on this young roster for Calvin. Got some time on the varsity squad last year, and now their starting point guard getting to Roar, and they only had about 2 seconds. Turn and shot clock went off that time on Roar before she could get off. Shot clock violation. That was a tough one. It was due to the defense by Garner, tying up Vanderstelt. DeKuyper on Garner, high screen from Carl Bloom. Now gets it on the fade over. Right wing, doesn't take the three, tries to go across. Nice defensive deflection by Roar. She'll take it herself. Leading the break, left side. DeKuyper thought about the three. Skip pass over, though, to her teammate, Sensenay. In the corner, nice back dive by Roar. Extra pass, Fernandez. No, I think she just kind of lost where she was and airballed it.
Yeah, it was surprised she was open all by herself right in front of the rim and just kind of short-armed it and right back at you, Hope. Carl Bloom.
Remember that exchange right there. That was a big one. So you miss point blank and then back the other way. Carl Bloom with the three, and Hope continues to shoot the lights out.
They are pouring them in from all over the place. That was deep, deep from the left wing, and 5 for 5 from downtown for the Flying Dutch.
How about this winning streak, too? You look at Brian Morehouse. We've talked about his accolades. Just unbelievable what he's done with this program. But right now, and I know Calvin fans don't want to hear this, but we have to acknowledge just the way the rivalry series is. Hope has handed Calvin 17 straight defeats. Calvin's last win over Hope came back on February 24th, 2017 in the MIAA tournament in a semifinal game, 67-65. They're riding a 14-game winning streak right now this season coming into the game. Now, you and I have been a part of this last year and followed this. There's been some very close Calvin-Hope games, but it's one of those where you just got to get over the hump, and Mark Christner's hoping to do that. I know he, as a Calvin proud alum, 0-12, but he's been a part of some of those heartbreaks.
Absolutely, and the rivalry series has swung back and forth. Calvin had their time where they went on their run and dominated the series, and but the last 2 decades, it's been all Hope, and a big reason is Coach Morehouse.
71-65 2-year point partner all time. Calvin still leads the series on the women's side. They haven't met as often as the men. We're going 200 plus on the men's side. It's 137th meeting today. But riding that 9-game winning streak, and this is the thing, we saw it even last year with Coach Christner's club. He's building something special here. And with these young kids that are coming up, and the time and the minutes they're getting, whether it's injury or not, or earning those minutes, it's only going to pay dividends in the future.
Yeah, and building that program up is not only just on the floor skills, but the attitude that these players bring to the floor. And you can tell they're engaged. They're bringing the intensity. Maybe a little short-handed today, but no, they're not backing down at all.
Out top, DeKuyper swings it left side, open, got a good look, can't get the three to go that time. Sophie Sensenig, and that's where the difference is right now. Hope is knocking those down, Calvin not, especially from behind the arc. Baseline pass, strong move, Bellows, but she got it blocked. Getting a hand on it was Sensenig. They've got some size down low. That's 3 or 4 blocks already for Calvin in this contest. Extra pass over, trying to knock it down. Sensenig with a jumper. That one at 2 inside the arc, but a big one, 27-12.
There you go. You just got to get that basketball to go on the hoop and get some confidence going. But they've had some good looks, but again, kind of a short corner jump shot. I think Hope will give those up all day and see if Kelvin can knock them in.
Maynard kicks it over left side. Man-to-man pressure defense, both sides. Leach nowhere to go with it. Good defense by Sensenig. Now DeKuyper watching Maynard. They dump it down low to Jemison with her size. Look at Rohr all over. Nowhere to go. Just shut her down. Bellows now had to fire it for the shot clock. And there it is. Another shot clock violation. And look at Coach Christner. Fired up. His team, he knows that every stop is big to get him going. And now Rohr will get a breather, much deserved. Fernandez checking out, along with, for the lineup for the Knights, Laura Vanderstel.
Absolutely. And I think as a coach, your players are going to follow your lead. And if you have that intensity, they're going to bring that same intensity to the floor. And mind Coach Christner trying to get his girls fired up after a huge defensive stop there. That's been a couple shot clock violations so far in this game.
LaRue got hit across the face as she went baseline with a double team trying to pass it out. And she's one, as you talked about, Drew, she's a pure scorer. Got to get her going a little bit. Caitlin LaRue, if they can. I know she's had a couple of air balls early, but if she can start to knock down some shots, only a freshman. But she was a 4-sport athlete in high school, just so good at everything she did.
Absolutely, and you can just tell the type of athlete she is, watching her run up and down the floor a couple times. So she's going to have to continue to stay aggressive. They're going to need her scoring. So just if you miss a few, you got to have that short-term memory as a scorer, as a shooter, keep on firing.
Shot clock down to 7. Nice backdoor cut. LaRue up and under and finish. Right on cue, partner. Nice job. They fed the high post, and then the backdoor cut was there, LaRue. And like you said, all scores once the ball goes through once, whether it's a free throw, whatever. Here we go.
And it's always tough to start a game and shoot a couple of deep threes, contested threes to get your confidence going. Sometimes a wide open layup or get to the free throw line can really build that confidence, and see if Caitlin LaRue can build off of that nice finish in traffic.
Little bump that time. Grace Rosser, her first time in the game this afternoon. Junior forward out of Allendale. Transferred over from Aquinas College to the Calvin program. Bumped Bellows. Bellows spins on her, around it out of the finish. Nice runner that time, just didn't fall. Rebound Calvin. Sensenig on the outlet to DeKuyper. In transition, Sammy in the front court. Kicks left side to Rosser. Rosser hounded by Bellows. Now to DeKuyper, doesn't take the screen right, tries to spin back left. Nice move, Sammy off the window, no. Rebound, and on the kick out for 3, got it! Grace Rosser, but setting her up that time with the offensive board and kick out was Valerie Dirksey. Back the other way, Bellows tried to quickly answer no, tipped by Leach. Bodies hit the deck, and Caitlin LaRue comes out of there with it. Up and down, helter-skelter. I think this favors Calvin a little bit. LaRue in transition and a block. She saw the defense and slid to the right. Look at Coach Christner. He is fired up right in front of our broadcast area. But why not? He's seen his Knights cut it to 10, and a chance to cut into that at the free throw line.
This is a big-time game for his program, the university, and love his intensity. But that previous possession, you know, it was set up by the penetration to Sammy DeKuyper. She couldn't get it to go, but she drew 2 or 3 defenders, opened up her teammate to get the offensive rebound kick out, and that's what they need. get things going to the basket, not settle for jump shots early in the shot clock.
I like what he's doing with his short rotation, too. Hey, go out there, play hard, 3-4 minutes. We'll rotate people in. He's not worried about it. They're going to learn on the fly. And he needed to buy Sammy a little bit because she's been out there for a while. Breather he did. And Chloe Wiegers will come in for her as LaRue gets them both. 8-point game, 27-19 Hope, but here comes Calvin. 5:17 left to go first half. Glad to have you along on this Saturday afternoon, part of our Rivalry Series doubleheader. Men coming up tonight. Sydney Viss back in the game. Pump fake, drives, shot partially blocked, gets it back, left it short, battle for the rebound. Getting that first block, by the way, was Hannah Saul, and now a steal by Calvin. Crowd starting to get into it here at Van Noord Arena. A lot of maroon and gold. LaRue, left wing, dribbles through, finishes with a left hand. Caitlin LaRue is coming on.
Coming on in this second quarter. How about the starts on the defensive end, though, playing much scrappier on the defensive end, getting tips, deflections, and that's leading to some runouts and easier buckets in the half court.
12 blocks on Wednesday night in their win at Trine. For the team for Calvin is Viss now in the lane. Picked up her dribble, step through, no. Coming out of there with it, Valerie Dirksey. Knight's on the move again in the front court. Swing it right side. LaRue likes the three. Oh, off the rim, but was open, no. Rebound, Carl Bloom. But coming in, partners, we talked about a huge stat for Calvin and the women with the size that they have is now Coach Morehouse going to take a timeout. That might be our media timeout to the under 5, but leading Division III in block shots per game at 7.5. I mean, that's an amazing stat.
Yeah, and active hands, long arms by the girls on the inside, and just kind of walling their defender, doing a nice job.
They are saying not a media timeout here, just a 30, so we'll keep it right here as they'll blow the first horn already. And I mentioned tonight, don't forget, we'll get underway about 6:45, 6:50 with the pregame 7 o'clock tip on the Hope Sports Network. This one, of course, on the Calvin Sports Network on their YouTube channels, respectively. But doubleheader Saturday for the Rivalry Series. And I tell you what, just like the women, how about the men? Trine is atop, unbeaten in MIAA play. Calvin just lost to them here Wednesday night after they got the big win not too long ago here that we did against Hope.
Right, so it's Trine with undefeated in conference play, Calvin with 1 loss, and Hope with
2 losses.
2. So this is a huge game tonight at Hope College. And if Calvin wants to have a chance to hang in there and battle Trine, but for both teams, any chance for a conference title, they're going to have to get the win tonight.
Oh, nice job out of the timeout, Coach Morehouse and his staff. Jada Garner coming from the baseline, flash in the middle, gets it, then just with her speed right around her defender with a dribble drive, puts it up and in for 2.
Nice response by Coach Morehouse and his ball club, settling them down a little bit. This crowd was definitely getting into this game, kind of take the air out of it a little bit. Nice execution there on the play coming out of the timeout.
Calvin trying to go backdoor there with Rohrer, such a good passer with Wiegers, but kicked out of bounds. So Calvin a reset after the sideline inbound. Wiegers get to DeSaul. Saul double team, nice step through with the left hand. Such good footwork for Hannah Saul.
Yeah, going back to that patent move right there. Hannah Saul with the step through, the show and go. Giving some nice minutes for Coach Christner today.
Oh, nice kick out left side. Sydney Viss been hot. That one's short. Rebound, Caitlin LaRue on the cutout. She'll bring it across the timeline herself. Picked up by Viss, and there's a bump. A little bit too aggressive for Sydney. Listen to this crowd. 3:12 left to go first half. 2-possession game now, 29-23. After that excellent opening quarter, 21-10. Hope has been outscored here in this second quarter so far, 13-8. Rohrer has it. Oh, and she thought that her cutter was going to flow out Wiegers to the right wing. Instead, she was going backdoor, just threw it into the student section. Unforced turnover there by Calvin. Hope with the basketball on their visiting blue with the orange numbers, white trim. Moving left to right on your screen. Dribble penetration, Kaiser got it deflected. Now Viss, look at the active hands. And Rohrer knocked that one away. Dug out of there by the Knights. Here comes Ana Fernandez in transition. Left side, down the left paint. Double teamed, kicks back out to LaRue. Oh, Rohrer had the backdoor cut to Saul. They wanted to go high-low. Good deflection that time by Jemison with good hands.
Yeah, we talk about the Calvin pressure and defense. We thought it was going to be key for Kelvin to take care of the basketball, but Hope's struggling a little bit too. Maybe driving into traffic a little bit too much, and good Hope side defense by the Knights.
High post roar, two-person game with Uyghurs, freshman, one of the talented freshman group out of Lake Orion 5'8", and now Roar on the cross lane pass. It's a little bit sped up. Winged it right into the Hope bench, trying to get it to LaRue.
A couple unforced errors right there, and got to value the basketball. Every possession matters in a rivalry game, and especially when you're playing against the top 5 team in the country.
You can see the young players for Calvin just kind of looking up at that time saying, hey, we're all right, we're all right. Hope trying to answer, though, and that's one of the gals that can do it. Biss missing another three from the right corner. Jemison decked. She tried to get the offensive rebound. Good sportsmanship by both teams there. Hannah Saul, the freshman, knocking her down. Raven Jemison, great story out of the talented East Kentwood High School program. As Roar now and Saul will get a breather. Coming back in, Senseneg, along with Valerie Dirksey. Now Sammy DeKuyper out of Rockford High. Great program there in the area coming in to give Uyghurs a breather. Those two will share point guard duties when they're in. 2:07 left to go. Backdoor cut Biss. Good closeout by Dirksey. Up and under. Oh, Biss couldn't get that one to go off the heel. Rebound, Valerie Dirksey. Out of Vienna, Virginia. 6-foot junior forward. Now the handoff to Fernandez between the circles. Cut off there by Kaiser. To DeKuyper. Shot clock down to 15. Gets a high screen from Dirksey. Good hedge by Jemison. So good at that. Now deflected by Carl Bloom, but here comes step through LaRue. Can't finish on the scoop. And out of bounds, last touch by Calvin, as Coach Morehouse going to come with 4 new bodies in. As checking in will be Chloe Brunsberg. Jada Garner back in there. Lauren Leach. And then Lee as well as Bellows.
And I think if you're Kelvin right now, you're happy to be down just 6. I get a stop here, maybe take the air out of the ball, run the clock, try to limit possessions this last minute 30, and right there, looking for a stop, a deep corner 3. Another one for Hope goes in.
How about that? The freshman out of Minnesota, Lloyd Brunsberg. Fernandez cut off going baseline. Good defense by Bellows. Boy, Hope just doesn't let you breathe there defensively in the half court. Look at Garner. Get a deflection that time from DeKuyper, trying to get it out top. Now down the lane, too strong off the window was Vanderstout. Rebound cleared by Lauren Leach. Outlets to Garner. She'll bring it across the timeline. Now lead for Leach. Got long range. Doesn't take the 3. Bounce pass down low to Lee. Lee trying to work against Senseneg. Knocked away. Good job that time by Sophie. Outlets to DeKuyper. Now I think they're going to be content to like, hey, let's get a good possession here. 9-point game. Hope's come back with a nice answer themselves. 32-23. Final 35 seconds of the first half. Getting loud here at Van Noord Arena. Love the intensity, partner. Vanderstel to DeKuyper. Well, they missed a cut that time to Dirksey. Now on the runner, Senseneg too strong off the window. Rebound cleared by Bellows, and Hope can hold the last shot.
This would be huge. We just talked about it. It was a 6-point game, and if Hope could end this half with a bucket and get it back to double digits, definitely will have the momentum.
Garner against DeKuyper. Oh, spun back the other way. Creative scoop shot, no, and that's the way the first half will end. So as expected in this rematch, we've got a good one brewing here at Van Noord Arena. At the break, it's Hope 32, Calvin 23, and you're watching and listening to all the action live on this Saturday afternoon right here on the Calvin Sports Network.
Big E's Sports Grill, your next destination for any occasion.
With incredible entertainment and amazing food that makes you want to come back for more.
Family memories are made.
Where sports are enjoyed and friends gather.
Cheers to good times, great friends, and a place where the game's always on. Only at Big E's. I've wanted to be a teacher since I was in preschool. As a teacher, I know that I am called to not only make an impact on the students that I teach, but to help them come up with creative solutions to be change agents themselves. That Calvin has instilled in me to be an agent of renewal in this world. And how can they help be a problem solver? How can they creatively come up with solutions to better not only the space that they are involved in, but the space that others are involved in as well?
Hey, sorry I missed your game.
It's okay.
You see that? That's when I realized it's time to finally do the thing we've been talking about for years. So we're making plans for right now.
Start your plan today with a Northwestern Mutual financial advisor and spend your life living.
My name is Nate Napper. I'm a 2008 graduate of Calvin University, and I'm currently a special agent with the FBI. I'm also an attorney, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Joseph Project. I'm of the opinion that there is no reason why every single human trafficking survivor in need of legal services shouldn't be given those services free of charge. And the idea was to connect them with pro bono legal help so that they could resolve that legal collateral damage and move forward into a brighter future. I've always resonated with the idea that we could be agents of renewal, right? That we could work and cooperate alongside the vision that God has for the world. If you're willing to submit to his path in obedience, dream the dreams that he would have you enact for the world, I think that you'll go places that you would never imagine going.
Welcome back courtside. Brett Bakita along with MSU great Drew Neitzel here. 32-23, Drew, at the half. Hope leads by 9. The 17-game winning streak coming in, but a little bit different than we saw in Holland back on December 9th. It was 21-5, Hope after one, and then Calvin just kind of had to claw their way back, did pretty well. Here you see Calvin win the second quarter just by 2, 13-11, but they have to feel good about the power that is Hope down in single digits here with this young squad and the home crowd getting behind them.
Absolutely did a great job in that second quarter, brought a new fight to the defensive end, getting tips, deflection. They've turned over Hope 10 times, so winning that turnover battle. But Hope came out red hot, shooting 60% in that first quarter. Much better job, 4-16 for 25% in that second. So doing it on the defensive end. Still got to get some shots to fall from beyond the arc. 1 for 9, Kelvin is. So, but Caitlin LaRue getting it going in that second quarter. 8 points for her. Sydney Viss leading the way for Hope with 10 in the first half.
And on the other side for Coach Mo and Hope, obviously they never panic, but I think getting after the guards and then moving the ball offensively, they were doing a better job of that, thus getting open looks. I mean, wide open looks at 3 and knocking them down. I think if they can get back to that like they started the game, obviously that's their formula for success.
Absolutely, and be strong with that basketball. You know Kelvin's going to scratch and claw and fight to try to get a win here this afternoon, and coming in there, double teaming, help side defense, everybody's collapsing on that dribble penetration. Continue to be strong, find the open girl to knock down the shots.
One of the great things about both of these universities/colleges with Calvin and Hope is so good in the athletic programs across the board, not just men's and women's basketball that we're highlighting today. And this fall, both the men's and women's soccer teams here at Calvin University won the regular season championships and the MIAA tournament championships, getting into the NCAAs. And I had a chance to sit down with Ryan Souders of the men's program and Emily Ottenhoff of the women's program. And this is what they had to say, also with a new pitch to play on this past fall. Well, if you've driven around Calvin University lately, it seems like the campus just continues to grow here right off the East Beltline. And one of the new additions when it comes to the athletic department is on the north side, and it's a beautiful new soccer complex with lights. They're going to finish off a stadium, but they got a chance to get on it this fall. Joining me right now, Emily Ottenhoff, the women's soccer coach for Calvin University, and Ryan Souders, the men's soccer coach. And first and foremost, after playing on natural grass for so many years, how did you enjoy the turf, guys?
Yeah, I mean, it was different, and the field is actually much bigger than our other field, and so just a little bit of adjustment for our student athletes, but it was great to, have a really predictable surface. It's a great field, and I think our student athletes are really excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing, right, you stick around West Michigan long enough, you're going to have unconventional weather. And one of the things that we really enjoyed, especially with a wet fall, was never wondering where were we going to be able to practice, where were our games going to take place. The consistency of that was just something that I think for the first time in either of our 10 years here was something that we really enjoyed our programs to have this fall.
Well, obviously your players took to it well, and you guys did. Just one loss between the two programs, I understand it, right at home?
Yeah, yep, one loss. Well,
yeah, it was us. So we took that one. M's team was undefeated at home this year.
With that said, Ryan's team and program have won a lot more games than we have over his history here. So we're not going to hold that one against him. But a lot of wins, and it was a lot of fun to win. Our teams like to support each other. So being out there and especially getting 2 wins to open up the season on the first day was pretty exciting.
Yeah, really cool. Obviously a successful season on the field for both programs. But I think the thing that I was probably nervous about was what was like community support going to look like, because we really just have a field. And so we kind of put up some makeshift bleachers, and really the fan and community support this fall was unbelievable. We had over 1,000 fans at a couple of different games. And so for kind of the community, like I mentioned, our students, other student athletes, other teams to be able to come out and support, I think really aided in both of our teams' ability to have pretty successful falls.
Ryan, I'll go back to you on that success. So you guys make it to the Sweet 16. You win the MIAA regular season championship. Talk about some of your players and obviously your senior leaders to make you accomplish that.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun this year. I think coaches can kind of say that after the fact, but we really felt this year, our staff, like from the beginning, it was just a really fun group to work with. It was a very senior-led group. We had 4 fifth-year seniors that came back, some in the grad school, some finishing out their undergrad, and then a healthy amount of 4th-year seniors, as well as a couple of underclassmen really contributing on the field. And so you look at that group, that's highlighted by a couple of All-American performances, Oliver Akintade, Daniel Wonder, and Chris Shaw, all named All-Americans, which was pretty cool. And to see 8 different players named All-Conference was pretty special for the group. But I think every one of them would tell you, getting the chance to win as a group, getting to win at home, being able to win the conference tournament championship and advance in the national tournament was really what made the year special for the group.
And Emily, the same for you on the women's side, right? Sweet 16 appearance, congrats on that. And also the MIAA regular season championship.
Yeah, it was a great season. Similar to Ryan, we have an older group. We had 2 5th years and 4 4th years, so 7 seniors, and 5 4th years, so that makes 7. And just they've been leading us for a while now, and our program has been kind of climbing. And this was another next step for us to win the conference championship on our field, and then tournament championship was a ton of fun. We actually got the opportunity to host the national tournament regional round on the field out there, and had a ton of fans here for us. So that put us in a really good spot to advance and got us to a Sweet 16. So we did have a conference MVP for the 2nd year in a row in Lucy Iverson, and Liz Williams was named a Scholar All-American for us. So the whole group, obviously soccer, there's 11 people on the field. It takes everybody to do that. And I thought our team did a great job of rallying around each other and really being all in on trying to continue to advance our program to where we think it can go.
For both of you to wrap up, and Emily, I'll start with you. What does a facility like this mean as far as a commitment and what you guys are seeing with Calvin University and the athletic department? It's got to be exciting, right? And especially in a sport like soccer where there's just so many kids playing right now in the West Michigan area alone, let alone the footprint that you guys can go out and nationally recruit.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a huge upgrade for us. We're sitting in this amazing arena, and if you look at the rest of our indoor facilities, they're some of the best in the country still, over 10 years later, and we're really excited for what's going to be out there. The stadium's going to be incredible, going to continue to help attract high-level student athletes here and give them a really compelling student-athlete experience.
Yeah, I will piggyback off of that. I think one of the great things is a new facility really has dual functions for us. First, we're going to be able to take care of those fans that we've been talking about. We're expecting to put them in comfortable seats, have restrooms, have concessions, really just give them a great fan experience. So we're excited to welcome people out here to the north side of campus for matches. I think on the other side, you know, Coach talks about the student-athlete experience. I think locker rooms and facilities have been the number one thing that have changed in my life in athletics. You know, when I was playing, locker rooms were where you went and changed, you showered, and that was kind of it. Now, locker rooms and change spaces are really third spaces for athletes, right? They're going to spend time in their dorms or houses. They're going to spend time in the classroom. So many of our student athletes are looking for a third space. And for our student athletes, the locker room can be a place where they can study, where they can hang out with friends, they can get a quick bite to eat. Being closer off the field doesn't guarantee success on the field, but we think it's certainly something that helps. And so we're really excited for the holistic nature of this facility, aiding both our student athletes in their ventures as athletes, but also as student athletes, and then engaging the larger Calvin and West Michigan community and hopefully coming out for some great soccer in the future here.
Well, congratulations on great, successful seasons, and thank you so much for the time.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thanks again to both coaches joining me, and so excited. You saw the renderings there. They got the soccer field down so they could use it. Drew, there's going to be a football stadium right next to it. They kind of share some facilities, but if you want to see more on that, and I know the football team will play at Grand Rapids Christian Eagles Stadium this year because they still need some more time to put all of that together. It is exciting stuff. Go to kelvin.edu.
Yeah, I mean, you look at both these universities, both these programs, I mean, facilities are best of the best. So looking forward to seeing the development of that facility just outside our door here. But yeah, a lot of exciting things happening here at Calvin University.
32-23 at the break. Hope leads it over Calvin. We'll take a short time out and come back with the start of the second half. We'll get Drew's thoughts on keys to the second half as well. That's what we continue here on the Calvin Sports Network.
Big E's Sports Grill, your next destination for any occasion.
With incredible entertainment and amazing food that makes you want to come back for more.
Family memories are made.
Where sports are enjoyed and friends gather.
Cheers to good times, great friends, and a place where the game's always on. Only at Big E's.
As you see those first half highlights, Drew, scoring was big and shooting outstanding percentages. 6 of 9 from behind the arc for Hope, 66% and 13 of 31. Field goal percentage is a game, 41.9 to just 1 of 9 behind the arc for Coach Christner and the Knights. And they were only 10 of 32, 31% shooting from the field.
Yeah, we talked about it. We thought Hope would kind of come back to earth after that red hot start in that first quarter. It's going to be crucial right now for Calvin. I think Coach Morehouse probably got after his girls for that second quarter performance, maybe a little lackadaisical with the basketball. Quite a few turnovers in that second quarter, so they're going to try to come out, extend this lead. So Calvin's going to have to continue to bring the fight, and they don't have to continue to shoot threes, right? 1 for 9 we talked about, but they can compete and win this game without making threes. So value the basketball, take good shots, get to the basket, and right there, Rianne Rohr coming down with that defensive deflection.
Coach Morehouse thought there was a foul there on the strong move by Sydney Viss, but Calvin holding their ground. Knights get his stop. The lead was as big as 17 for Hope in that first half. Whittled down to 9 at the break. Kick over to LaRue. She can't dial up the triple. Around and out. Rebound, Carl Bloom. Here comes Hope back on the attack. Just underway, second half. Garner feeds it down low to Jemison. Knocked off the block by Dirksey. Now nice finish. Step through towards the baseline with the left hand for Jemison.
Yeah, really nice hands right there by Jemison. The pass was a little bit out of her reach, but gathered herself and went up strong.
Original starting lineups to start the second half for both clubs. Dirksey there. Sammy DeKuyper, the point guard. Rohr just set a screen for DeKuyper. She went across the lane from right to left. Leaves it for Rohr for the 16-footer. She can do that. Steps out and knocks it down. Fernandez, by the way, rounding out along with Caitlin LaRue, the starting 5.
I like that little 17-foot jumper by Rohr. Make Jemison come out and guard you. If she presses up too closely, Rohr's got the good ball skills. She can get to the basket.
Keegan Kaiser with the spin, a little bit out of control. Knocked down, no call. They play on. Jada Garner almost stealing away from Rohr as she brought it up the left side. And for Brian Morehouse and Hope, 10-0 in the MIAA standings, 18-1 overall. Ranked number 5 in the country. They go back as they started the game with Carl Bloom, Jemison, Garner, Keegan Kaiser out of New Albany, Indiana. And then Sydney Viss, the local product out of South Christian, who leads them and leads all scorers with 10 in this one. DeKuyper almost lost it, gets it back, kick out again to Rohr. She can't dial that one up from just across the free throw line. Jada Garner runs down the long Karam on the rebound. Wants to push to Carl Bloom. Jemison right there at the free throw line. Trying to set a screen. Garner comes off it. Now Garner down the right side. Little bump to free some space. No, DeKuyper with a rebound.
Really good defense so far in this second half by Calvin. Holding their ground, taking them on their chest and cutting off the angles. So that's where they're going to win this game, on the defensive end, getting stops.
Sammy down low to Rohr. Oh, she had a good look. Just kind of short-armed it from 7 feet short. Rebound Hope. Carl Bloom back the other way and a reach in from behind. That's Caitlin LaRue going to be whistled for the foul at the 7:40 mark. LaRue, by the way, after that slow start, a couple of air balls from behind the arc, leads Calvin here going into the second half with 8 points.
Yeah, 8 points, and I like her IQ. She didn't just continue to launch from beyond the arc. Got more aggressive going to the basket, and she's key along with Rohr. They've been leading this team on the offensive end.
Carl Bloom, step back 3, no. Rebound, Dirksey. Outlet to DeKuyper, brings up the left side. Across the big nut at the timeline. Kicks right side, Rohr. Now a little 2-man game with LaRue. Picked up her dribble. Sydney Viss doing a great job shutting her down. Dirksey to Rohr on the backside, puts it up and in. Great pass, one-handed by Dirksey.
Yeah, great vision there by Dirksey. Threading the needle, and Rohr, she always seems to be around the basketball. Great hands and knows what to do with it when she gets it in the lane.
Carl Bloom trying to cross over. LaRue, great matchup. Caitlin just matching her with her athleticism. Viss with a step through. Might have got a little extra shuffle there, but puts it up and in.
Yeah, a little unorthodox, a little awkward move there, but nice soft touch there by Sydney Viss.
Oh, nice job, Rohr with the catch, and goes baseline, but lowered the shoulder. Offensive foul. She's got a little bit of that football track and field in her. She's a great shot putter as well. 2-sport athlete here for Calvin. But called for the charge that time, and now wholesale substitution at 6:49 mark. But Rohr to DeKuyper, Drew, coming out along with Fernandez.
And those aren't bad fouls, right? Those are aggressive takes to the basket, a charge. You want your players, if you're Coach Christner, be aggressive, attack. You can live with a charge here or there. Those aren't bad turnovers.
Lauren Leach into the ball game, and now running the point, Taryn Maynard, freshman out of Jenison. Heck of a career for the Wildcats. Bellows coming in as well, kicks it out to Leach. Boy, good closeout. Dirksey is playing some great defense with a high hand, bothering any shot that they want to shoot from outside. Shot clock down to 7. Maynard kicks opposite. I think getting a deflection that time. And comes up with a steal was Lauren Vanderstel, who just came off the Knights bench. Sophomore out of Plainwell really coming on. Strong move with the left hand. Oh, soft finish off the window. That's Chloe Wiegers.
A nice move with the left hand. And again, Kelvin doing the job on the defensive end, making things very difficult for penetration for Hope. And start to see him fall on the offensive end.
High screen from Lee for Bellows down the right side of the lane. Just kind of threw it up. No. Letting him play with a little contact. Lee has it left block. Steps through the right hand. Yes, and a foul. Oh, and you see the excitement and the emotion from Courtney Lee after the bucket drops.
And that was a big-time move. Just kind of used that chicken wing to elbow the defender, step through, and trying to get the three-point play.
Roar gonna rotate with the post players to give Dirksey a much-needed breather. Trying to keep everybody fresh as Coach Christner. Got some big bodies with Jemison and Lee at the free throw line to rotate in for Hope. Courtney on the first, no, off the right side of the rim. Oh, nice job by Leach to keep it alive. Cross-court pass to Brunsberg, the freshman who just came in at the last stoppage. Over to Leach, good look at a three. Can't get that one to go, you can hear it hit the rim. Long carom though, and Hope's got a third opportunity. Bellows deep three, no. Box out that time, nice job by Hannah Saul of Calvin.
And just battling in there the Knights and forcing Hope to launch deep threes. This is the same kind of game we saw in their first meeting. Calvin dug a deep hole and then played pretty even throughout the rest of the game. So
nice job by Maynard coming over. Roar didn't see him. Every time that Ryan Roar has touched the ball near the basket, she has been double if not triple teamed. That time Maynard just dropped down off her defender and tied her up. Possession here will stay with Calvin to our right. Running the point in there for Coach Christner. Chloe Wiegers. Lake Gorian over the Detroit area. Just a freshman as well. Bounce pass in, almost stolen, but Roar gets it against Jemison. Roar wants to go baseline on her. Knocked away. Nice job by Raven. Mentioned Raven. Long-time product of this Hope College program. She's seen a lot of victories over her career, Drew.
Yeah, I think she's an underrated player for Coach Morehouse. She holds it down on the interior and doesn't get a lot through the flow of the offense. She gets a lot of her own off of putbacks and rebounds.
Good look on the inbounds that last time for Vanderstel. Couldn't knock down the 16-footer. Now Hope back of the attack. Bellows. Strong move. Oh, nice reverse pivot. Jumper, no good. Air ball. Jemison's got the offensive board. Trying to step through. Wow, lower the shoulder. No call. Letting him play on. Bellows now on the backside with an offensive rebound and put back for the Flying Dutch.
Staying with it. Hope showing some fight here now in this third quarter.
Mark Christner wanted a foul. Thought that Raven Jemison got away with lowering the shoulder that time on their drive to the basket. Here's LaRue. LaRue hounded by Bellows. Now Bellows tries to reach from behind, and yep, they got the call. Coach Christner thought he was just going to say knocked out of bounds, but Bellows just literally behind her back as she passed her, just kind of reached in, got the hand.
And I think Coach Christner has a legit beef. You know, they called the charge down there on Roar a couple trips ago. They just want the same call going both ways, especially on your home floor. I feel like you can get a couple extra whistles.
That's our intermediate timeout for the third quarter, so we'll step aside and come back with more. It's an 11-point game. Hope on the road over Calvin, 40-29. Back to Van Noort Arena after this.
Nice job. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going with setting. Keep going with setting. Don't let it drop. Don't let it drop. Don't let it drop. Keep that ball high, Nick. Keep that ball high.
Hey, Knights on three. 1, 2, 3. Nice.
Hey, what we'd like to do is get Brady open. Obviously, Nick's a big hitter, so he's going to draw a lot of attention. That's better. That's better. Just a little higher now. Nice. Don't jump into it, right? Move your feet first. Nice. Nice, fellas. We should have it to where they think it's a go ball, nope, it's a 31, or vice versa. They're caught in the air. Gabe has a highlight reel to show to all of his friends and family. Good, good. Nice. There we go. That's the one we need. Nice set, nice set, nice set, nice set. Short, yep, there we go. Jump. Yeah, there we go, Mark. There we go. Gabe's not beating him. Oh, yeah, Gabe did beat him, actually.
Hey, Knights on 3. 1, 2, 3. Knights. Go Knights.
You saw the highlights. It was firing me up. Excitement building for the men's volleyball team's home opener next Friday night. Calvin fans, write that down. Game is 7:30 right here. Van Noord Arena. It's going to be rocking. Tickets are still available. You can see the full schedule on your screen as well. Siena Heights, February 2nd. Aquinas, February 6th. Men's volleyball, new sport here at Calvin University. Part of the Calvin Athletics Department. Jim Timmer does a great job. Host athletic director here this afternoon, along with his counterpart, Tim Schoonville, tonight. Don't forget, 7 o'clock on the Hope Sports Network on the men's side with this rivalry. Nice drive and leave and putting it up and in. Right on cue, partner Ryan Rohrer.
Yeah, and Chloe Wiegers doing a nice job as well. Attacking the basket, getting downhill, finding her teammate, giving some nice minutes for Coach Christner.
Step back triple, left it short, and Sydney Viss. Here comes Calvin back on the attack. 40-31, 9-point advantage. Rohrer stepping through, couldn't finish over Jemison, held her ground. But Anna Fernandez gets the rebound, puts it back up and in. Nice pass to Laura Vanderstelt. Wide open in the lane.
Again, those are winning plays, second chance opportunities. Hope's been winning that rebounding battle in this third quarter, but coming out of the timeout, 0-4-0 run by the Knights.
Keegan Kaiser has it left wing against Fernandez. Good matchup there, crossover. Jemison, shot blocked. Hannah Saul coming out of nowhere.
Using that long frame of hers, and she's going to be a good one here for many years to come.
Hannah and Lydia, her twin sister, just freshman, down low to Rohrer. Oh, nice recognition, kick out. Vanderstelt, no, they wanted it, air ball. Fernandez, though, with the rebound, got in front of her defender, who was ball watching that time, got the board and put it back up and in.
6-0 run after that timeout, and this is right where Kelvin wants to be, putting a little game pressure on the number 5 team in the country. Let's see how Hope responds.
Look at Wiegers walling up Jada Garner. She couldn't get into the paint like she wanted to. Jemison now on the drive with the left hand. No. Good job by Hannah Saul, but Jemison stays with it. Offensive rebound and put back using her strength, the senior. Calvin on a nice run here, but a nice answer by Hope to push it back out to a 7-point game. 2 and change left to go here, third quarter. Look at bodies hitting the deck. Fernandez, nice step through. Jemison thought she was going to pass. Put it up and in with the right hand.
Just a little hesitation there. I got Jemison off balance and keeping that dribble alive. Great finish.
Look at Wiegers against Garner. Just will not let her get in the lane. Skip pass over to Viss, left wing, doesn't use the screen. Nice job, Sydney Viss down the left side, and one as she finishes with the right hand.
A little bit of a cheap one right there. I think that foul maybe even came after the shot, but got to have that help side defense. It was just a quick crossover by Sydney Viss, and nobody came over from that weak side defense, just a little late.
Well, you see the faces as these girls come out, just exhausted. They're laying it all out on the floor, both sides tonight.
Well, not a lot of fouls in this game. I mean, only 5 so far in this third quarter, so not a lot of stoppage of play. A lot of emotion, adrenaline, and this crowd starting to get back into it.
Anna Fernandez picked up the first personal as Viss completes the 3-point play, knocking down the free throw. She'll get a little breather here, but 4 fouls up on the board. Remember, 5 puts you into the bonus situation if you're Hope, to just 1 foul on the board for Hope, to Drew's point. 1:49 and ticking left to go here, third quarter. 45-37, the lead is 8. Kick it left corner, into the ball game now. Sophie Sensenig, the 6'1" junior forward for Coach Christner.
Hope going a little zone here. See if they can step up and knock one in.
Good ball movement. Sensenig for 3. Good look at the top. Air ball after the extra pass by LaRue from the right wing. So Hope, nice job changing up their defense. They get a stop.
I think against that zone, you want to find Caitlin LaRue. She's their best shooter from beyond the arc on the floor right now. So run a set to get her a good look.
Maynard off a high screen from Lee, who's in there for Jemison. Maynard down the right side, got the contact against Dick Kuiper. Too strong on the shot, but that will be the 5th foul. Was a shooting foul anyways. So Maynard, they battled, of course, back in their days at Jenison and Rockford respectively. Maynard and Dick Kuiper. Taryn Maynard, a freshman, in the rotation, hits the first. 46-37, Hope by 9, one more upcoming, 1:15 left to go in quarter number 3. 4 10-minute quarters for women's basketball, and Maynard, just a pure scorer herself, knocks it down.
She's a good-looking player. Good ball skills, quickness, toughness.
LaRue to De Kuiper, left wing, trying to attack that 2-3 matchup zone. Got to keep it moving. Anna Fernandez watched defensively by Brunsberg. Shot clock down to 11 on the flash near the middle. Put the ball on the deck, though. You don't want to do that. It was stripped away. Good job that time by Maynard.
Yeah, just the toughness right there. Just getting her nose in there, getting dirty, getting that steal.
Leach has it now. In the paint, cut off. Skips it Maynard. Over to Lee. Back out to Leach. Watched by Dirksey. Dirksey. She tried to back her down, but Dirksey, nice job with the high hands to cut her off. Couldn't get the shot off. Shot down to 7. Maynard, dribble drive. Nice lead for Lee. Too strong off the runner off the window, and now Lee going to commit the foul with 20.5 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Well, that was a point-blank look. And how about Maynard on the setup?
Again, another great feed, drawing the defense in, stopping on a dime, finding her teammate. And she's had a couple of nice stretches for Coach Morehouse. We saw in that first half she had back-to-back buckets in the lane on the other end of the floor, and giving a nice contribution off the bench here at the end of this third quarter.
Shot clock is off. Final 12 seconds. Coach Christner directing traffic. 47-37. Fernandez out top. Dribble penetration, pull-up jumper, got it! That's a big-time shot by Anna Fernandez, a sophomore, and that's the way the third quarter is going to end. Great timing, got a good look, and it's an 8-point game, partners. We head to the fourth.
We have ourselves a ball game. Calvin has to be happy with where they're at with that start in the first quarter. Let's see how they come out here to start the fourth.
Number 1, Hope in the MIAA standings. Number 2, Calvin, and of course the Flying Dutch on the road. 47-39 after 3. We'll come back with a fourth quarter of all this action this afternoon on the Calvin Sports Network.
Greetings from Calvin University, a university that's experiencing great momentum. This year, students from more than 90 countries sent in applications. This year also marks the first time in the past decade where our total student enrollment increased. And this during a time when the number of high school graduates across the United States is on a steady decline. There is so much momentum happening at Calvin right now, from the success of our current athletic teams to the addition of 3 new ones. It's so exciting to see the school spirit that's building. And that's not all that's being built on campus. We also recently launched construction projects aimed at enhancing the student experience, including making significant improvements to our outdoor athletic facilities and a beautiful renovation of our Heckman Library. We've also been working to deepen our local and global partnerships. This year, we're working with local community partners on an initiative that aims to bridge the massive education gap that exists in a neighboring zip code to our university's campus.
Calvin University's award-winning January series is headed into its final week of lectures. This week's lineup is on the screen. You can check it out. Each January, 15 world-renowned speakers come to campus to talk about important issues of the day. The noontime lectures are free and open to the public and are also available to stream online at calvin.edu/January. You can see the schedule there, calvin.edu/January. Well, Brett McKean along with Drew Knight, so we want to thank our crew before we're done, to Matt Kaczynski, our executive director, and our camera folks, our directors and producers, all doing a great job again this afternoon. What a ball game.
Yeah, first-class operation that they're running here at Calvin, keeping us in tune with the production. But how about this game? Calvin winning the last couple quarters, second quarter, third quarter, shooting over 50% in that third quarter, 53%, 8 of 15. So got to keep that hot hand going and get stops. Limit Hope to 1 shot on the offensive end.
Ooh, shot clock down to 4 seconds and a 3-second violation. Going to be called against Courtney Lee. They whittled 1 away from the halftime differential. Here going to the fourth quarter, 47-39. How big are these 2 first maybe offensive possessions too for Calvin?
Really big.
Buckets.
Hope going back to man-to-man defense and want to have patience, take care of the ball. And again, I think you need to find LaRue and Roar, which she has the ball in the interior right now.
Swinging around, good look to Kuiper. Oh, halfway down for three, popped down. Rebound cleared there by Lauren Leach. Here comes Hope back in the attack. Bellows pulling the ball through, tried to go right baseline, no. Kicks back out. Maynard step back three, no. Rebound Dirksey. Dirksey to Kuiper as she brings it across the timeline. Keep in mind, folks, Hope wins by an average of 22 points per game coming in. So this is good for them too, and Coach Mo, because they know there's close games that'll be coming up in their future. Roar with the jumper, no, too strong. Fernandez staying with it, and the second time didn't fall but was fouled.
Right, that's what we talk about with these close games. Hope hasn't had many, so if you can get this thing down to a couple possession game with under 4 to play, Hope hasn't been in that position much, right? With some real game pressure and really have to execute, and so I think Hope likes where they're at, getting to the line here. Made the turn this into a ball game when we thought this was going to be a blowout after the first.
20-point victory in early December as the first one rolls off for Ana Fernandez. Hope over Calvin, and they really never recovered after that tough first quarter for the Knights. 21-5 over at DeVos Fieldhouse. Second one good. But since that time, had a lot of things happen. They had a young roster that's grown up. No seniors for Mark Christner. They've even had to battle through some tough injuries where they've had some of their veteran players out, so the younger players they relied upon. But I tell you what, the freshmen, and we've seen it today, really responding in the last couple of weeks.
Yep, and you talk about Caitlin LaRue playing really confident basketball, not playing like a freshman.
Carl Bloom lost the handle, gets it back. She's watched by Caitlin LaRue. 1 of 2 on the free throws by Fernandez down the other end. Makes it a 7-point game. Sydney Viss having problems now dribbling the basketball. Little smile on her face as she gets picked up by Hannah Saul, just checked in. Garner, hesitation dribble. Cut off by Sammy DeKuyper, and DeKuyper comes up with a steal and digs it out. Now up ahead to a teammate. Here's LaRue. Oh, Jemison blocked the pass, trying to look ahead to her former Christian High teammate and Hannah Saul.
This game's getting physical. Coming down the stretch in this fourth quarter. I like that. The officials letting the girls play. That's what it's about. Let the players decide the game, not let the whistle decide it.
Boy, if this sets the tone for tonight on the men's side of the rivalry series, we're in for a heck of a Saturday, partner, as are the fans. Step through LaRue. Oh, couldn't finish. Strong move with the right hand, and now Garner hits the deck, and they're going to get a foul. I think Dirksey, or was it Fernandez? Fernandez, I think, going to pick up the personal. Yeah, Dirksey not in there. Now, Sammy DeKuyper going to check out, and Wiegers will check in for her. 7:48 down the stretch. We go in the fourth. 7-point game. Hope over Calvin, 47-40. Hope's led throughout, but it's gotten interesting here in the second half. Jemison, strong move, shot blocked by Hannah Saul. Another block for Calvin. I think they've got their average or close to it, partner, today. 7.5 to lead Division III coming in. And a tough entry pass from the top. Roar on the bounce pass to Saul.
Yeah, you said it right from the top of the key. That's tough. She threw a straight line pass. You almost have to throw a kind of wraparound bounce pass. Didn't have the right angle there. Right idea, just not the right pass.
Hope gets it back, up 7 as we approach 7 minutes left to go in this one. Stick around, we'll talk to the winning coach and a player from the winning side in our post game. Biss, good look at a 3. Ever since that opening quarter, she's been a little off. That one was 2. Wiegers with the rebound. Wants to push to Ana Fernandez down the right side, right around Biss, strong, and nice job taking it to Raven Jemison, who commits the foul. Ana Fernandez giving them some good minutes here. Sophomore out of Plymouth, Michigan.
Strong athletic take right there. Going up, initiating the contact, forcing the official to make the call. That's what you get when you have a couple of your upperclassmen come down with injuries. You start to give some more responsibility to younger players on the roster, and you don't know what you have until you put them in that position and give them more responsibility. And Coach Christner sure learning a lot about his team and likes what he's seeing here today.
Ana Fernandez coming on, and she knocks down both free throws. Moment not too big for her. Lauren Vanderstelt wanting to check in. Will for Ana Fernandez, who comes out. Gets a nice round of applause. She's their leading scorer right now with 11, like you talked about, Drew. 8 for LaRue, but she's set on that. She had that at the half. As Garner right around Wiegers, gets to the paint, now picked up by Dirksey, who just checked back in the lineup. Coach Christner doing a great job today with this rotation, too. Keeping everybody fresh against the juggernaut that is Hope, who likes to run line changes at you as well. Very deep team for Coach Morehouse. Going baseline. Let him play. Kick opposite. Kaiser for three. Right in front of the flying Dutch Benz. That's big for Keegan Kaiser.
One of those shots where you almost have to shoot it. The shot clock was running down. Big time shot for Hope.
The Indiana product now. LaRue trying to get it over to Dirksey. Deflected out by Sidney Viss. Jemison was over there as well. Boy, this one's got that playoff type of feel. Love the rivalry here. It's been loud throughout since the opening quarter, but 6:18 left to go in this one. 8-point game, 50-42. Get it into Hannah Saul. Watched by Carl Bloom. Goes around it with a dribble. Finishes with the right hand. Puts it up and in. I tell you, that's that footwork. And with her size, the ball skills she has.
Great ball skills. Great body control. We've seen that in the first half with her up and unders on that right block. And I think that could have been an and-one opportunity. The officials missed one right there. But Hannah Saul coming into her own today.
I think she deceives you with her speed, too. She was quick around that corner there. Right around the defender and turning to the lane. And then with her size, she can get it up on the glass. Viss trying to answer, and Dirksey going to be called. Hand to the cookie jar. Strong move for Sydney. And again, we watched some of these girls play back in their high school days. So we know how good the basketball is in the Grand Rapids area. But you see it there. I mean, these young players, she's only a sophomore, just not backing down, Drew.
Absolutely.
Coming in now for Calvin. Again, more substitutions. Vanderstelt will check out. In for her is Grace Rosser. And when you come to these two programs, I realize they have JV programs as well as kind of a feeder, but you got to love these styles for both coaches. I mean, you better be ready to play. They're going to call on you. Your number's going to be called, right? Go out there and contribute.
Yeah. Deep rotations for both ball clubs. You love that. Girls leaving it on the line every day in practice, getting their opportunity to prove to the coach, earn some more minutes. So love going to a program where you're going to get an opportunity.
Sidney Viss got the first short of the second, so splits the pair. 51-44, the lead is 7. Hope going back to this 2-3 matchup zone, which was effective at the end of the half and a little bit in the third quarter when they went to it, just kind of throwing off the offensive rhythm of Calvin. LaRue has it top of the key, dribbles through two defenders, step through. Jemison with a big block and controlled inbounds. Carl Bloom comes up with a loose ball. Garner wants to push to Viss. Viss, nice crossover in the paint, goes up, partially blocked by Hannah Saul. Now the deflection is Dirksey trying to get it out, but Wiegers calms the ship for Calvin. 2-3 matchup zone. Garner and Kaiser on the top. Jemison in the middle. Carl Bloom on the right side of her. Viss on the left side. Hannah Saul now double teamed along the baseline. Ball goes out of bounds. Thrown off a Hope player, and that'll get us to the under 5 media timeout. Well, you don't want to go anywhere, folks. We got a good one here this afternoon at Van Noord Arena. 4:48 left to go in regulation. It's Hope 51, Calvin 44. Back with more after this short timeout on the Calvin Sports Network.
For decades, Calvin alumni and fans have been wanting a football program. This year, they finally got that wish.
Calvin University will add new varsity sports teams to its athletics program, including a football team.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3. Champions!
Tell you what, just like West Michigan football fans, you can never have enough football. And Calvin University adding football, you saw there, excited. September 7th, mark it down. And then, of course, Calvin and Hope on the gridiron. Never seen it before. November 9th, and that'll be home for Calvin. So at Grand Rapids Christian High School Eagles Stadium. Hard to believe, just 7 months away from opening kickoff the inaugural Calvin Knights football season. Mark your calendars down. They'll take on Oberlin in that opener, and that's going to be history in the making. And look ahead a couple of months further. Exciting rivalry. Hope to be a part of that as well. Going to be a fun fall here in West Michigan. Calvin and Hope the rivalry on the gridiron. But right now, partner, we've got a good one here in this rematch of the rivalry series on the women's side. 4:48 left to go. The shot clock down to 12 for Calvin, trying to cut in the lead. LaRue for three. Good look. No from the right corner. Battle for the rebound. And look at the effort of Courtney Lee whipping it out of there.
It's just a battle coming down the stretch here. Just over 4 to play. Caitlin LaRue has been a little quiet in the second half. She had a good look right there coming out of the timeout. Maybe a set drawn up by Coach Christner. They got to get her going. She's got to knock down a couple shots here. It's still just a 3-possession game. Sydney Viss having herself a nice game. Game's leading scorer was 16 now.
Anna Fernandez after that short breather coming in. Checking out will be Rosser. Fernandez leading the Knights with 11 points per game. The second unit coming in for Hope. And it's Bellows right now over to Leach for a good look at a three. Air ball, battle for the rebound. LaRue going to tap it out. But you've got Brunsberg in there, Bellows, Leach, Maynard, and Lee. I'm sure it won't be long, too, when that first unit comes back in. And they just keep coming in waves. Nice pass in to Lee, but knocked away. Coming over, Dirksey to help. Fernandez with the head up into the front court with the dribble. Gets in the paint. Oh, and shuffle the feet that time. Just lost her balance. Good job by Bellows backing off for that time.
Kind of pulled the chair out behind her. And, yeah, like you said, just off balance. But, again, aggressive take. I like her play. Fernandez, she's up to 11 points. Been aggressive, 4 for 8. Efficient game for her. Keep being aggressive, attacking the basket.
Oh, nice job. Uyghur stepping in front. Ball's loose. Look at the effort. Dirksey to Fernandez. 2-on-1 to Uyghur. Gets the bucket. Oh, the effort plays, partner. You always talk about it.
This crowd is alive. We have ourselves a ball game.
What effort. Started by Uyghurs with the quick hands. Is it a media timeout? I think, though, it's a 30-second timeout. They changed it. We just took the media timeout, and that gives me an opportunity here to talk about another rivalry, Drew Knights. We have so many rivalries. We're looking forward to the football one. Women's one, of course, finishing up here. Men tonight at 7 o'clock. But the results of the 2024 Rivalry Battle Blood Drive, first ever between Calvin and Hope, are in. And no surprise here, just like the games in the rivalry series, this battle was decided by the smallest of margins. Are you ready for this? 2 pints. That's it, 2 pints. Calvin edged out Hope 48-46. Unbelievable. Special thank you to both the Calvin and Hope communities and their support for doing their part to contribute to a great cause. Might be tiddlywinks. I mean, it's that just great of a rivalry as far as the competition level, but I mean, unbelievable. In their first ever 94 pints, and we have a blood shortage right now. Great to see. Thank you again to both Calvin University and the alumni and everyone, and Hope College as well for their great support. Well, 3:48 left to go. I'm going to give you the chalkboard, partner. Let's start with Coach Christner to our right. Down 5, just had a great effort play. You go back on the defensive attack. Do you change things up a little bit? Any full court pressure?
I like the pressure. They kind of pressure the guards a little bit more. Got that tip and steal. There's still only 2 fouls in this quarter, so you know they can still be aggressive. You know, you don't want to foul intentionally, but continue to play solid defense on the offensive end, show patience. I like Rohrer on the inside. I like LaRue. Fernandez has had a nice game too, so be patient. Don't work for a good shot, but a great shot. And use this crowds into this game, 2-possession game, so use the momentum.
How about Coach Moll on the other side for Hope?
Yeah, he's talking to his team. They haven't been in this position much, right? They're blowing teams out night after night, so got Jada Gardner bringing it up, though. She's a veteran. Put the ball in her hands, let her run the show, and you got to get it to Sydney Viss. She has the hot hand, and I love that Viss-Rohrer matchup.
Yeah.
It's been a battle.
I was just watching to see who they were going to put on Sydney. Here comes Hannah Saul. Nice hedge that time, but going around it. Maynard, put it up on the glass through the contact. Fernandez with the bump. Rohrer was coming over. They're going to get Rohrer with the block. 3:28 left to go. That will send the freshman out of Jenison High, Taryn Maynard, number 22, to the free throw line for Hope.
Love seeing Coach Morehouse reward Taryn Maynard for a solid play today. Keeping her in there, coming down the stretch here during crunch time. Showing a lot of faith in her, made a nice move. Couldn't get the first one to fall, but does a nice job handling the rock and putting pressure on the defense.
Got the second, so splits the pair. Both teams excellent as teams at the free throw line to try to put games away. But this one's a little bit different when you're talking Calvin and Hope. 52-46, still a 2-possession game. 2-3 matchup, zone extended out. LaRue, got it to the right elbow to Rohr, and Hannah Saul was going backdoor cut. Rohr thought she was going to stay right at the right block area and threw it away.
It's the right idea, but if she just pivoted and looked to the left side of the floor, she had Fernandez wide open. All 4 Hope defenders were on that right side of the court, so keep that head on a swivel, find that open teammate.
Maynard, nice job going to her left, but knocked away from behind by Saul. Gets it to Rohr, to Fernandez. Fernandez will take it herself. You look at, she wants the ball. She can feel it. What an afternoon she's had. Behind the back dribble. Almost lost a handle. Now on the attack with the left hand. Kick left side, LaRue. Watched by Viss. Christian versus South Christian there. Kick out. Triple try up and good. Anna Fernandez.
You said it, partner. She wants the basketball. She's kind of hunting her shot right now. She couldn't get it off the bounce, but Caitlin LaRue drawing the double and kicking it out. That was a tough contested 3 by Fernandez.
Deep in the corner. It's a 1-possession game. 52-49. Sydney Viss strong move. Shot blocked by Hannah Saul. How many does she have this afternoon? Sydney Viss saves it. Nice job to Courtney Lee, who puts it in off the window of the left block. And Coach Mo going to take a timeout. 2:13 left to go in this one. What a ball game here. They're trying to determine whether it's a 30 or a full. It is a full timeout. We want to keep it right here. Don't want to miss anything. 54-49. It's a 5-point game, partner. 2:13 left to go. What a ball game here. And this just tells you about where these two teams are at in programs, and expect probably a third meeting like we see on the men's side so often come MIAA tournament time.
And we knew both these teams were coming in confident. Big winning streaks, 14 in a row for Hope, 9 in a row for Kelvin. So playing their best basketball of the season, we knew it was going to be a battle. And Kelvin has been down from the opening tab, but they just keep scratching and clawing, making some big shots here in this 4th quarter. See if they can execute now on the other end.
One of the things we didn't get a chance to tell you about earlier that I wanted to is, and it's near and dear to my heart with my family full of teachers, the state of Michigan has a severe teacher shortage right now. Well, Calvin is doing something about that, introducing the new Master of Arts in Teaching program. The intensive 1-year program is designed for career changers, those re-entering the workforce and recent bachelor's degree graduates. The beauty of the program is graduates come away with both a master's degree and a teaching certificate, all in just 1 year. They're trying to speed up the process a little bit. Better yet, those who student teach in a public school could even qualify to be paid nearly $10,000 by the state of Michigan during that semester. If you're interested, go to calvin.edu and find out more. So many teachers, impressionable to me through my career, as well as coaches. You know the same, Drew, and just want to make sure that our youth, our kids are taken care of with great teachers out there in the future.
Absolutely, and something I think about even more now with 2 young ones at home and what their future looks like. So, very important.
54-49, and losing the ball out of bounds that time was Anna Fernandez. Maybe trying to do a little bit too much on the dribble drive. Hope gets it back at the big stop for the Flying Dutch. Jada Garner, as you mentioned, running the point for Coach Mo. Here comes Rohr with the hop out. Garner recognizes it. Now leaves it for Maynard. 2 good point guards really out there for Hope as Viss's triple. No, long carom. Jemison kept it alive, and Maynard gathers it out of there for Hope.
So the ones you got to come up with is it's winning time, and got to limit Hope to 1 shot. Great effort there by Hope and getting a second chance opportunity and having a chance to burn more time off this clock.
Jemison down low with 2 seconds on the shot clock. Great find that time by Maynard.
Yeah, they couldn't have drew it up any better. You know, it took about 40 seconds off that shot clock with the offensive rebound and the easy 2.
And now what do we have? Coach Christner, before maybe a potential 5-second call, closely guarded, got a timeout. 56-49 as you see on your screen, 1:17 left to go. Full timeout. We'll step aside as well in bringing the conclusion in this one. You're watching all the action today and listening to it live right here on the Calvin Sports Network.
Join the next generation of global business leaders at Calvin University School of Business, offering 8 undergraduate majors and 2 master's degrees, and exceptional faculty with real-world experience who will partner with you and guide you along the way, and opportunities to participate in internships, study abroad programs, and hands-on learning experiences. This is Calvin University School of Business. Your future begins here.
Don't forget in our post-game coverage, we'll get final thoughts and stats with Drew, and then I'll have a chance courtside to talk to the winning coach and a player from the winning team. That's all coming up in our post-game coverage. And again, thanks to our entire crew here with the Calvin Sports Network this afternoon. 1 of 2. Everyone will then get in their cars after we're done here, right? Fans and everything, and head over to DeVos Fieldhouse. Should be rocking tonight, partner. 7 o'clock tip for the men's rivalry.
I can't wait, but we have a great finish in front of us right now. Calvin, I don't want to settle for a deep shot right there.
Oh, triple try. Couldn't quite get it that time for Sammy. De Kuiper on the shot right in front of us, but Rohr on the offensive rebound. A big one for Ryan.
And Hope went to a 2-3 zone coming out of that timeout. Sammy De Kuiper with a good look, but credit to Rohr. Really hard to rebound out of that zone. Get that offensive glass, giving their team a second chance.
So De Kuiper and Rohr will get short breathers here with 1:08 left. It was not a shooting foul, so Rohr can come out. Fernandez, Dirksey, and Saul in there, so they've got some good size. Fernandez gets at the hand of Saul, works against Jemison. Tried to dribble drive. Jemison knocked it away. They're letting him play here down the stretch.
Yeah, a lot of contact on that one. I thought that definitely could have been a reach-in blocking foul on Jemison.
56-49. Boy, a 3 would be big here. Wiegers out top, watched by Garner. Trying to get it into Rohr, knocked away momentarily. They're really showing her a lot of attention. LaRue, strong dribble drive. Around the right side towards the baseline, puts it up and in off the window. Caitlin LaRue, just her first bucket here in the second half. Maynard to Leach. Now trying to double team, and they knock her down. They're going to get LaRue. Coach Christner trying to get a trap when they can in the front court, coming from the blind side.
You don't need to foul with 22 on the shot clock, 42 to play in the game, so you could get the ball back, get a stop, but I don't mind extending the game, trying to foul the worst free throw shooter and stretch this game out as long as you can, hope for 1 or even 2 misses. And
they did foul Maynard. See if that was Fernandez. Anna's got 3. De Kuiper back in. Wiegers will come out. Taryn Maynard, freshman in a tough situation here.
Good free throw shooter, but just went 1 for 2.
Yep.
A couple trips back, so she can step up and knock him in.
Hannah Saul coming out, Sensenig in, and how about that? Clutch for Taryn Maynard.
No hesitation, and didn't even touch the rim.
It's a 6-point advantage. Make it 7. That's big. That makes it a 3-possession game, 58-51. Calvin and De Kuiper got to hurry now. 2-3 matchup zone. They need somebody in the middle. Sammy dribbling right side, kick out. Fernandez for 3. Got it! Right in front of the Knights bench, in front of her teammates. Full court pressure now. Final 30 seconds of this one. Jada Garner and LaRue trying to knock it away. Got a piece of the ball, but also a piece of the arm. So Jada, junior point guard out of Midland Dow High School over on the east side of the state. What a program they have on the girls' side. Steps to the free throw line, maybe trying to ice this one away. Big 3, though. They needed it to make it a 58-54 game. .2 seconds left. Talking about the shot clock here. And I agree, it should be off, right? Talking to Coach Christner in front of us. Yep, there now it is. So Jada Garner at the free throw line. 2-foul situation. First one is good. Boy, how about Hope down the stretch, hitting their free throws?
Yeah, getting their ball over their guards and stepping up there with confidence. They're good free throw shooters on the season, so no surprise that they're knocking them in, but you never know in a pressure-packed, rivalry-type game. And
it's going to be a 30-second timeout. If he's got it, it will be. So Garner gets them both on the other end, partner. 60-54, 6-point advantage, still a 2-possession game. And we'll keep it right here. And let's go into Coach Christner's huddle here. What do you think of their dialing up? You got Fernandez and LaRue can really shoot the basketball.
Fernandez has the hot hand. She's knocked down a couple threes. I like Sammy the Kuiper on that last possession, getting downhill, getting in the lane, and then kicking it out to Fernandez. But maybe you put LaRue kind of coming from the backside so she can throw it back. But I think at this point in the game, you have to, with Hope making their free throws, you almost have to try to knock down a three. You can't just trade 2 for 2. So I think you got to try to get the best good look, early look, but it's probably got to be a 3.
I got to give you a little love, by the way, because you had a lot of hot hands, hot nights, but you were on the hype video for Michigan State going to that Wisconsin game. You had 28 against the Badgers back in the day.
They had to dig deep into the archives. I wish I could have been out there for my Spartans last night. I had a rough one in Madison, not an easy place to play, and the Badgers surprising a lot of people in the Big Ten this year.
Boy, LaRue, good look at a 3 on the inbounds. She just came off a screen right there left wing to Kuiper, entered it into her. No hesitation, turned and fired and knocked it down.
Yeah, that's what we talked about. Fernandez or LaRue, and what a play drawn up by Coach Christner.
Wow.
Getting one of his best shooters a wide open look.
Easy inbounds assist for the Kuiper too. Nice job. Got it to her right in stride, turned and fired. 25.8 seconds left. What a ball game here this afternoon. First of 2 in the rivalry series. Men coming up tonight over at DeVos Fieldhouse in Holland. Again, you will have to switch channels for that. It's a collective effort by both Calvin University and Hope College. That'll be on the Hope Sports Network tonight, but you and I'll be courtside for that one. And now Coach Morehouse going to take a timeout. 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here again. Don't want to miss any of the action. So after the 3 by LaRue, who's got 13 now, I believe, to lead Calvin, Hope's going to inbounds on the far end. 25.8 seconds left. You see Coach Christner on our screen. He's dialing up a defensive plan, and I tell you what, both these coaches have done a tremendous job. Folks, you're seeing number 1 versus number 2 in the MIAA, and for a reason.
And anytime you have a rival, you got to throw the records, the players. I know Kelvin has a couple of their, better players out with injury, but throw that out the window. This is what rivalries are all about. And I think if you're Kelvin right now, you got to deny the basketball and then try to get 1 or 2 quick traps. There's still 25 seconds left. Only took 3 seconds to get that 3 off by LaRue, so plenty of time. You can still trap without foul and try to get a steal. But they're going to advance the basketball here into the front court, but you can still deny and trap before you foul immediately.
Both teams red hot to a 9-game winning streak for Calvin, coming in 14 for Hope. Oh, they get it to Sydney Viss, doesn't take the open lane, and now throws it away. Roar with a step in, still coming back into play, and now knocked out of bounds by Maynard with 16.4 seconds left. Boy,
I don't know the timeout situation, but
I'm surprised, aren't you, partner, that Viss didn't. I mean, there was no one back there, just attack it.
Yeah, you want to burn clock, but if you're only going to burn off 2 or 3 more seconds, 2 points are much more valuable.
Well, and you're throwing it back towards your opponent's basket. That's what I like about back towards the midcourt stripe.
If anything, you just hold it and force them to foul you.
Especially with Sydney Viss having the basketball. Fernandez now penetrates, kicks out, trying to get the 3-ball off. Great defense that time by Kaiser. Just knocking it away from LaRue with 7.7 seconds left. Boy, good penetration, good kick out, but LaRue just wasn't as open as maybe she thought she was. Great defense by Kaiser.
Tough for Calvin, no timeouts left, so he couldn't draw up a play.
Keegan Kaiser in and out of the first. Sophomore out of New Albany, Indiana. Doesn't take long, though, to be at these 2 schools, no matter where you're coming from across the Midwest or the country, and know what it's like with a feeling right now. Second one, left it short. Rebound, Roar.
Gotta go.
Roar up ahead. Knocked away by Jemison. They try to get to LaRue. 3.6 seconds left. Are you kidding me?
And I don't think that's a bad thing, having it knocked out. Now they can kind of set up and run one of their end of game baseline out of bounds. I think every coach is the last few minutes of practice going through end of game situations. So I know they have something in their back pocket they can go do to get a three.
Gotta have a three to tie. 3.6 seconds left. Roar, top of the key. Left it short. Battle for the rebound. And oh, Calvin's gonna run out of time. What a finish. By 3. Hope keeps the winning streak alive. 18 straight now against their rival Calvin on the women's side.
Well, you said it, partner. Calvin just ran out of time. They came back in this game, won the last 3 quarters. Heck of an effort after digging themselves that 11-point deficit after the first quarter. So just ran out of time, but great game both ways and left it all on the floor. Coach Christner learned a lot about his ball club, his young ball club here this afternoon.
Snaps their 9-game winning streak, but I'm telling you folks, Calvin University on the women's side, the Knights on the rise as they drop to now 14-6 overall. Remember, they won 17 games a year ago. They're ahead of pace there. 8-3 now in the MIAA, but all alone in second place coming into today. Trine's hanging around there too, but Coach Morehouse 11-0 now atop the MIAA, and they improve with the win today to 19-1 overall. Before we head to break, and I got to go courtside. Final thoughts from you, partner. What a ball game today.
Yeah, great ball game. I mean, Hope was obviously the favorite coming into this, number 5 in the country, but Calvin gave them all they wanted, and I'm sure Coach Morehouse just walked by the table here. He is relieved just to get a win today here on the opponent's home floor.
How about Taryn Maynard, 9 points, second leading scorer. That's off the bench for Hope. Sydney Biss leading the way, 16 for them. They cooled off after that first quarter, and credit Calvin. I mean, they came on strong. You got Anna Fernandez with 17, Caitlin LaRue with 13, and Ryan Rohr with 10.
Yeah, really good balance for both ball clubs, and kind of a new cast stepping up into that scoring role for Coach Christner, and something they can build on. Even though it's a loss, they can take definitely some real positives away from this one.
How about points in the paint too? Calvin 36-30. You don't see that, but Hope really took good care of the basketball. You talked about in the pregame turnovers going to be a factor. Hope just 6 turnovers on the day.
Yeah, I mean, did a really good job. I mean, came down to the end, right? Just execution at the end, and unfortunately Calvin didn't have any timeouts left as they were trying to creep back into this game. Had to use them, but you know, Hope survives, moves on, and hangs on to that first place spot in the MIAA.
That was a great game, partner. Looking forward to the nightcap.
Absolutely.
60-57. Hope wins it over Calvin on the road. We'll step aside for a moment. Next time you see me, I'll be down on the court with head coach Brian Morehouse, and also one of his players talking about the victory today that improves them to 11-0 atop the MIAA standings. Again, 60-57 the final. Hope wins it here on the Calvin Sports Network.
This summer, engage in meaningful music making and learning at Knowcrest Music Camp. Knowcrest Music Camp is a week-long summer day camp at Calvin University for musicians entering grades 7 through 12. Here, you'll develop your musical skills through different kinds of learning and performance opportunities, all within a welcoming, inclusive community. Spend a week learning from outstanding music educators in Calvin's state-of-the-art classroom and performance spaces. Interact with peers who are just as passionate about music as you are. Perform in such large ensembles as choir, concert band, jazz band, music theater, and string orchestra. And expand your musical knowledge through your choice of classes, like music in the movies or West African drumming. You emerge from your week at camp invigorated and inspired by the knowledge and experiences you've gained. Join us at Knowcrest Music Camp this summer.
You see that? That's when I realized I'm ready to start my own place.
Yeah, I'm really excited. All right, that sounds great.
So I'm making plans for right now. Like going back to my roots and opening my own restaurant. Start your plan today with a Northwestern Mutual financial advisor and spend your life living.
Big E's Sports Grill, your next destination for any occasion.
With incredible entertainment and amazing food that makes you want to come back for more.
Family memories are made.
Where where sports are enjoyed and friends gather.
Cheers to good times, great friends, and a place where the game's always on. Only at Big East.
I love the NABE Scholarship Program because I just love how personal these scholarships are for the alumni and for the students. Being a student who grew up in foster care and then getting a scholarship for students who were in foster care and being able to connect with that donor and see the love and the passion that they have for me and being able to resonate with me and what I've gone through. God opened doors that I didn't even know were there. I'm at Calvin and my legacy is starting here.
Well, this is why they play the Rivalry series on both the men's and the women's side. I mean, what an atmosphere today. What a finish. Joining me on my left, Sydney Viss, our player of the game, the sophomore out of South Christian, leading Hope with 16 points this afternoon. And then to my right, head coach Brian Morehouse, who's certainly been through a few of these. And what a finish here in this one. Sydney, I want to start with you, though. Congratulations.
Thank
Great
you.
effort. And you know the players back in the high school days, Caitlin LaRue, that you battled against. This was going to be a battle here at Van Noord Arena this afternoon.
Yeah, for sure. I grew up with like half these girls, so it was kind of fun seeing them in the college level and just playing against them, which is even better.
You know, you guys don't necessarily play in a lot of tight games. So as you're going down the stretch, what's the message from your senior and junior leaders and Coach Mo about finishing this game?
It's just playing together. All 5 of us are best friends out there, and we just know that we want to win for each other and play for each other.
How big is a win against rival Calvin in this one as you're going down the stretch?
It's pretty big. It's a rivalry, obviously, so it's pretty big for us, and we're just super excited to go back and then go watch the boys' game, too.
Really fun watching you play today. Congratulations.
Thank you.
16 points from your sophomore leader, but you have a lot of leaders on this club. And, you know, we commented, Drew and I, as we went down the stretch, that because you guys win by an average of like 22 points per game, you don't get a lot of these games, but you can learn from these, right?
And this year we've had more than ever. You know, honestly, the Albion game on Wednesday night was tight. We won double overtime against Calvin. We had a tight one against Trine, had a tight one against Illinois Wesleyan. So we've blown some people out, but we've also had some close games. And that's one thing I love about this team is their resilience going down the stretch. They're good free throw shooters. They don't get rattled. And we got a different star every night. And, you know, it's funny because I talked to Sid this morning, and we just talked about the game and, you know, just how badly she wants to play well in this game. You know, this is a personal thing. If you went to a Christian high school,
right?
And she played great in it. I thought she had great poise. You know, even when she made poor plays, they were well intentioned. And I think that's what you want is like she's making them aggressively. And so she played great. I thought our two-headed monster inside did a great job with our post players, and our point guards were really, really good tonight.
One of the things I love about covering the Rivalry series, whether it's for the men or the women, is the respect that the coaches have for the players and what they're trying to do. And I just want to talk a minute about from December to watching this team and how young they are for Calvin. A lot of respect for Coach Christner because you can just see they're getting better, and they've got some size in there that bothers you a little bit.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say us for a second because we're super young too. But yeah,
right.
I think both these teams have grown tremendously since just since December. It seems like an eternity ago. You know, it's like scouting a different team for them tonight in playing this game. And they had a couple kids banged up. We've got some kids that are banged up. It's just that time of year. But you know, I've got the utmost respect for Coach Christner. You know, Calvin College is a great school. He attracts great players, and he's got them playing his way right now.
Speaking of that, how do you move forward off of this? I know that you'll review the film and look at things, and there's always little things you can get better at. But like I said before, I mean, this is a game that you grow from as you get ready for the MIAA tournament and the rest of conference play.
It's been a long time since we've had a break. You know, we played in New York City. We came back. We played right away. So we've been on a gauntlet right now through this stage right here. So for us, it's important to get ready for our game on Wednesday night and win that one at home. And then we've got a bye week. So we've got 7 days until we play again. That is going to be huge for us to just get our legs back underneath us, finally get ourselves healthy, and be able to make the stretch run.
Congratulations to both of you on 19-1, 11-0, still unbeaten in the MIAA. So now what? You get to shower, go back on the bus, and go watch the men play?
Absolutely. Go watch our men take care of business and watch Coach Mitchell and those guys. You know, we're we were super supportive of them. They're super supportive of us, and I'd be remiss if I did not say, go Lions.
I appreciate it. We're all with you on that. And you know what? Drew and I'll grab some dinner, and then we'll join in the Hope Sports Network, the counterpart for the coverage of the men's game tonight. 6:45 with our pregame, 7 o'clock the tip over at DeVos Fieldhouse. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hope gets the win here. The final score on the women's side, 60-57. The final. Thanks to everyone on the crew, and thanks for watching this afternoon. We'll see you tonight, but here it was on the Calvin Sports Network.